Hey guys, this was supposed to be a very, very easy work for Oleksandr Usyk. And instead, I think boxing has just created another controversy, guys. If you guys know what I'm talking about, one thing's for certain, people are never going to stop talking about this fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven, the glory in Giza. And Rico Verhoeven was not just surviving in the ring, guys. He did everything that he could, but he was actually winning the fight in front of the eyes of the whole boxing community and world. And then all of a sudden, a knockdown in the 11th round, probably, and then that was it. He went into the 12th round, a fast stoppage. Social media erupted. The referee stopped the fight. Everyone's going crazy, and Oleksandr Usyk won the fight. And here's a part that nobody wants to talk out loud, but I'm going to talk about it because that's what I do, and that's what this channel is all about. Because if those scorecards weren't real enough, then this sport has probably even a bigger problem than the stoppage itself, guys. And I want to get all into it because holy smokes, man, the Glory in Giza was a beautiful, beautiful event. The backdrop was the pyramids of Egypt. But I want to talk about Usyk. I want to talk about Rico Verhoeven. And man, what an explosive fight. But I mean, Hamza Shiraz, man, the co-main event, the fight against him in Baggage, he stopped him in round number 2. But look, this is not about Hamza right now. We'll talk about that after. But we got to talk about what's happening, what happened in this fight between Rico Verhoeven and Oleksandr Usyk. That's getting everybody in an uproar right now. And a lot of people are losing trust in the sport of boxing. But I kind of want to get into it because, look, it was a beautiful match. It was back and forth. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's do a little bit of a deep dive. We don't have a lot of time today. But welcome back. Welcome to Duality 7X, guys. Here, there's no fake headlines, no fluff, just real analysis, guys. If you're into real fight talk, you're definitely at the right place. All we ask is that you smash the like and subscribe, hit the notifications so you guys never miss a beat. I'm your host, Shiraz, and I love what I do, guys. So I want to start with the facts. I want to start about this match between Rico and Usyk. All right, Usyk came into the fight as a clear favorite. Everybody knows that. Pound for pound king. Probably one of the greatest fighters ever. 24-0, undefeated. Probably one of the most skilled heavyweight fights or skilled heavyweight fighters that we've ever seen, especially in this era. He's calm under pressure. He's experienced. He has some unbelievable power shots. And then in comes Rico. Okay, surprisingly, we don't know a lot about Rico. He's a kickboxer. But this fight wasn't even supposed to be competitive. It was supposed to be quick. The fact that it went the distance, it shocks me. But Rico Verhoeven he's a kickboxing legend, as I alluded to, guys. This guy's an incredible athlete. The guy's like 6'5", 6'7", or something like that. I mean, he took boxing to its limit, all right? He fights to a different rhythm, to a different beat. I mean, this guy's a kickboxer, okay? I mean, most people thought Oleksandr Usyk was going to outclass Rico Verhoeven tonight, but it showed different. I mean, the scorecards showed different, and that's what happened, guys. It didn't, like, Usyk, look, round after round, Rico looked the more composed. He looked more disciplined. He looked far more comfortable than people expected. And more importantly, he was actually making Oleksandr Usyk work. Surprisingly, because a lot of fighters have not been able to test Usyk's limits like Rico did. And a lot of people are even changing their thoughts about not only the sport, but about Rico and Usyk as we speak. And then all of a sudden, there's a point where you're like, Rico might actually pull this off. And then once we hit the championship rounds, it was 98-92 scorecards in favor of Rico. And then round 11 just kind of changed everything. Usyk finally started landing the cleaner shots, the bigger shots. He landed a beautiful, beautiful uppercut, and it knocked Rico almost out of the ropes. I mean, he just kind of fell down, and he was hanging by the ropes. It looked like it was going to be over. Now, to be clear, it was a legitimate knockdown. It was. And the controversy started right after that because I knew we were going into round number 12. As soon as he got up, Usyk jumped all over him, followed up with a huge barrage of punches, and then all of a sudden the referee swoops in, and within 1 second left of the round, 1 second left of the round, he stops the fight. He says he can't continue. He waved it off. Everybody's shocked. Rico shocked. And I mean, I really thought that Rico was still very capable of surviving the bell, which he did. It was 1 second left. He would have gone to his corner. The question comes down to is whether or not he'd survive round number 12, because, I mean, that's a whole different story, because that's where Oleksandr Usyk would have probably pummeled him to the canvas. But very, very shocking, shocking results, guys. Because, again, the official scorecards after round number 10, I mean, two judges had the fight even. And then one judge had Verhoeven up by 1 round. But then on somebody else's card, I saw 98-92. What the hell is going on? Now, Usyk's 10-8, 11th round would have swung the fight in his favor, obviously going into the final 12th round because of the knockdown. But, I mean, so that would have definitely leveled him up. But now, just think about that for a second. Here we are, going in to round number 12, because that's what should have happened, right? But it didn't. And people are losing their you know what, and especially people online. Now, fans all around globally were saying Rico was comfortably ahead from their scorecards. Of course, if you're taking count, I mean, some people even had him winning by several rounds. I mean, it's debatable, definitely. I mean, others believe Usyk had only won 2, possibly 3 rounds before the stoppage, and that's when, see, and that's a big debate right now, because once those official cards got released, Ariel Helwani, you know, posted the backlash. I mean, he posted the cards, and the backlash was clear. One fan essentially wrote that it was pure, blatant, slimy corruption. F this sport. And then, you know, there were scorecards, like other people were talking about the scorecards itself, saying how disgusting they were, and they were setting up to stitch up Rico big time. And then you had another fan asking, why do we even watch this sport? I mean, this is ridiculous. So a lot of people are thinking there's a lot of corruption, match fixing, things happening behind the scenes, not in the control of fighters. And honestly, whether you agree or disagree with the outrage, the bigger issue in this, especially when it comes to this event, was perception, and perception at its highest, because boxing for many, many years has been trying to rebuild trust amongst its fan base, you know, especially after controversial judging, questionable stoppages, and all this political matchmaking that we see that happens on a day-to-day basis. And honestly, this fight, you could essentially say just reopened all those wounds instantly. Because there's going to be a lot of debates about this. A lot of people are going to talk about this, and a lot of people are very animated, especially online. I mean, there's a lot of comments that people are saying that we can't read, obviously, you know, for obvious reasons. But I mean, this controversy in itself could potentially, in a good way, could potentially help clean up the business a little bit more. I mean, Usyk doesn't like these kind of wins. I know he's a very strong and fierce competitor, and this is why things kind of get a little bit complicated, because Usyk's the real deal. All right. I mean, like now there's possible talks about him and Agit Kabayel, because he entered the ring and he's 27-0. Now, this wasn't just random, because now you got Verhoeven, who's 1-1, Agit, who's 27-0. And now all of a sudden the promotion starts talking about the next big fight potentially for Usyk. And I mean, you could practically see the machine spinning its cogs, moving in real time. And okay, look, let's talk about the facts here for a second, because Usyk survived a huge scare, but now it could potentially be propelling him towards Kabayel. And I don't know if you really want that, because he looks like a spitting image of Verhoeven and the same size as well. I mean, like, Rico had a lot to say afterwards. I mean, he did, but he didn't. He admitted he thought that the stoppage was early. Rico did allude to the fact that he said that he found a little bit early. I feel that the referee knows we're almost at the end of the round. Let me go out of my shield, or let the bell go. Right? And this is him saying it. And honestly, guys, there's a lot a lot of fighters right now who are going to agree with that mentally or mentality, because there's a lot of people who are sitting ringside, fighters as well, who kind of agree with that as well too. I mean, especially in a massive fight like this with huge implications, huge rewards, huge incentives. There's only 1 second left, and many people believe that the fighter deserved that final second. All right? Unless he's completely unconscious and defenseless. Yes, look, but Rico didn't stop there. Rico did have a few more words. He also revealed that Turki Alalshikh personally told him that, or he personally told Turki Alalshikh, sorry, that he wanted a rematch. This was an amazing fight. You were so good. And Turki Alalshikh agreed. He said, yes, I want that for you as well too. And that changes everything, because I think a lot of people were super impressed with Rico's ability to box at an elite level for so many rounds, and had him winning against such an elite fighter. And this is going to change everything now about the promotion, about where we're at, possibly bringing in Agit Kabayel. Because now, do you capitalize on this controversy and run back Usyk versus Verhoeven part 2 immediately? Or from a promoter's perspective, do you want to try something new? You know, you got a few more fights left with Usyk before he officially retires. But now this rematch between him and Verhoeven looks very, very attractive. Because, and you know, hey, controversy sells no matter how you dice it up, how you slice it up. At this level, controversy is going to sell. Anger sells. It's all marketing and hype at the end of the day. Now people talking about this, us talking about it, us debating about it, it's going to sell. And people who never even cared about Rico Verhoeven in the first place are suddenly emotionally invested. So that's a part that promoters understand extremely well, as does the business machine that spins its cogs on a daily basis. And look, I'm going to be honest here. I mean, if Rico had just gotten, Rico was dominated for 12 rounds, okay, let's say no knockdowns and it went the full 12, went the distance, and he was dominated round after round, then we're not even talking about a rematch, okay? Thanks for coming out. Great experiment. Maybe go back to kickboxing, or you're worth giving an opportunity to try boxing, but that didn't happen. Now all of a sudden, you got a guy who fought at an elite level. A lot of people contemplating whether or not he should have won, and now there's outrage. And now you got fans believing that he got robbed, and you got people who weren't even his fan who are becoming his fans, and talking about it on social media. And that's a promotional gold mine. That's the kind of stuff that promoters want. And if you wanna peel back the layers and grab that missing layer for a second, I mean, this fight showed us something very, very important about crossover combat sports. I mean, for years, guys, boxing fans, kickboxing fans, wrestling fans, I mean, they've argued how elite strikers would fare, possibly even transition under boxing rules, right? Most crossover attempts, they fail pretty badly. In this case, a lot of people did count out Rico Verhoeven. I thought Rico Verhoeven was going to get outclassed. I really did. But he just proved that high-level kickboxers like himself can absolutely create discord. They could create serious problems if they have the right style, the right discipline, the right attitude, and composure. That's what matters, guys. That's what sells. Because now promoters are going to have to look at this performance and think to themselves, there's money here. How do we capitalize on this? Do we run it back? Part 2? Do we have more crossover fights? More hybrid, more combat sports with hybrid fighters, you know, blending all together, especially under this whole, you know, Saudi model with Riyadh season, with Turki Alalshikh. I mean, that spectacle in itself sells itself, man. What a backdrop. What a backdrop. You got the pyramids in Giza in Egypt right behind you. I mean, look, whether hardcore boxing fans like it or not, this is the future, the direction of the industry. You've got big events, you've got big names, you've got global crossover appeal, you've got high controversy, You've got constant online engagement. That's the kind of stuff that promoters dream of. That's the kind of stuff promoters want. They want you talking about this fight. They want you engaged. And that's kind of its ecosystem for now, right? But Oleksandr Usyk, fairly or unfairly, is now sitting in the middle of probably one of the biggest debates of the year. And this is a guy who doesn't rarely come with any kind of controversy, like his fights speak for himself. But this time it's a little different because a lot of people saw the fight going a different direction against him. But look, there's always going to be that large section of fans. In this case, there is a large section of fans who are very disappointed in what they witnessed, and they want justice. And once those fans start questioning the legitimacy of this fight, they're going to start questioning every aspect of it, from the promotion to the people that are behind the scenes operationally. But you know what? That's a good thing in itself, because I mean, there's danger in that as well. But then there's also the upside, because that controversy in itself will create a lot of upside momentum and short-term attention, the kind of stuff that's going to fuel the opportunity to create another event. But too much controversy sometimes can damage your brand. There's always that long-term credibility factor. Like, for so many years, people felt they couldn't trust boxing because of all the corruption, for all the tightropes that people had to walk on, and the red tape, for years and years and years. But at the end of the day, Oleksandr Usyk, he got the job done. He got the victory. And that's debatable as well, too, because officially the record moves on. A lot of people could question whether or not he should have won this fight, but it was clear he knocked down Verhoeven. The stoppage stands, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it. The scorecards are final. And but emotionally, it is going to hurt. It's going to hurt for Verhoeven. But a lot of fans are going to feel like Rico Verhoeven brought something, a new element, a new style, a new approach, and he left it in the ring. That's going to give him the opportunity to answer a lot more questions and perhaps maybe ride that momentum to having another big fight. And so that in itself can really help Rico Verhoeven, because now there's going to be other fighters who are going to potentially want a piece of him, or he's going to want a piece of. And if he proves himself against them, then maybe we might see a rematch in the future between him and Oleksandr Usyk, and we might just see Usyk take on Kabayel and just completely walk past Rico Verhoeven. Nonetheless, this is definitely going to cause a huge debate. It's going to bring a lot of there's obviously a lot of controversy happening already, but I want to know what you guys think. I was a little shocked. I'm not going to lie. I was shocked that the referee called it. 1 second left. I think he was saved by the bell, and he has the right to be saved by the bell. He has the right to be saved by the bell. He should have been able to go back to his corner, get that pep talk from his trainers, get cleaned up, freshen up, get his legs going, and then go into the championship round and give it all he's got. I mean, there's a strong chance he might have got knocked down, because the momentum was clearly with Oleksandr Usyk at that time. But what if it didn't? What if that didn't happen? What if he pulled an upset? I mean, remember Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley, the back and forth, the slugfests that were happening between these two guys. Daniel Dubois went down in the first 10 seconds of round number 1 with an overhand right by Wardley. And then he went down again. And then he came back with, in a brutal back and forth, came back to beat Wardley and win the WBO title. So, yeah, some may call it robbery. It possibly was. But, Usyk still got the job, and he's a heck of a competitor, man. Both of these guys are. I definitely want to see Rico Verhoeven come back into the squared circle, and I want to see what happens next with Oleksandr Usyk. Anyways, guys, I want to hear your thoughts and comments. Please don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. If you want to support our channel, there's many ways to do it. You can definitely join us, subscribe to one of our membership tiers, and get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks, guys. Again, the pleasure was all mine, and I look forward to catching you guys, as usual, in tomorrow's video.